Sometimes I wish we could turn back the clock and be kids all over again. Freddie Rich, a little school day music, please.
It's just before dawn. Yeah, just about. The sky is already beginning to show some streaks of light in it over there in the east.
Just ask for Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
The morning star gets wonderful bright the minute before it has to go. That's Howie Newsom's milk wagon coming down Main Street.
Children, time to get up.
Flavor is behind this popularity story, of course. The rich, satisfying Maxwell House flavor that results from the skillful blending of these premium Highland-grown Latin American coffees.
George, you'll be late for school.
George, look sharp. 7 o'clock. Northeast, south, and west, it's Maxwell House wherever you go.
That first bell will be ringing any second now.
Yes, and there she goes. First bell for school. Kids will all be racing now, looking under the bed for books, and generally raising pretty much of a rumpus.
Things were a lot different in the days when I went to school.
What a memory. I can still remember some of the tricks we pulled at school.
So do I. Shenanigans, they were called.
Yes.
The last time I was at Hasbrook Heights, Lou, I stopped around to see my old schoolhouse. Just an ivy-covered old building. Gee, but it looked beautiful to me.
A little red building nestled in the woods.
Connie Hayes? Yes, the Frank Sinatra? Frank Sinatra, are you here?
Sunday, Monday, and always.
Did you hear about the one somebody just pulled over in the schoolyard?
I once sneaked up behind Miss Pettibone's desk and tacked her dress to the floor.
Sometimes I wish I were a kid again, just so I could pull a few more of those cute little innocent juvenile pranks.
Nestling like a fur in the golden setting of the autumn countryside, trees are one of the loveliest features of this lovely little town. Shimmering poplars, stately elms, giant maples lining the quiet streets. And as they turn from crimson to gold, the leaves come drifting down.
We'll skip a couple of more hours now, which brings us right into the evening. You can hear the choir practice going on in that little white church down the street. The children are at home doing their schoolwork. The day is running down like a tired clock. Moon's out, bright and full. And there's George up there in the window, leaning out, calling.
Emily, Emily.
Oh, hello. Why, isn't the moonlight terrible?
Yeah.
Boy, Lou, you know those school days were mighty happy days.
Wistful Vista Prep and Mohawk Military gets underway. Mohawk is going to kick. Shapiro is holding.
Hey, Bud, I'm Sherman McGee. This is my wife, Mrs. McGee.
How do you do, I'm sure?
Yes, Mr. McGee, we've been expecting you. Coach McHale said you're the only one who can explain this play of yours.
Right. Now, this next half, I want you to go out and fight. Flatfoot can win. I know we're going to win.
Frost is on the pumpkin and the fodder's in the shop. Here's autumn. Here's October. And here's F. McGee and Molly.
I wanted to be plain fruit juice. People won't even pop apples to that. The first half has just ended in the annual game with Meatball Tech.
There's the kickoff, and here come those 4 horsemen, the King's men, toting the ball for dear old Winsaki.
Well, you've got to help the old team out, Dingle.
Put a little pep into it. A little fight. A little spirit.
Webster centers the ball to Adams. Adams snaps it to Freed. Freed fakes a lateral to Bodkin. Bodkin to Secret.
Heavenly days, McGee. Are you still working on that football play?
You said it, babe.
Now, Dennis.
Yes, please.
McGee, look at those leaves out there on the front lawn. I thought you were going to rake them up today.
I like leaves flying around loose that far. More informal. Call yourself a football player.
How you fixed for cider? Only 60 cents a gallon.
Put a little pep into it. A little fight. A little spirit.
Curly, that's sensational. How did you ever manage to get 2 tickets for that game? Oh, it wasn't difficult for an old Brad.
Boy, I can just picture myself in the locker room inspiring the team between heads. What a coach I be.
Where do you want to go this afternoon?
Well, honey, I want to go to the football game.
Now, come on, fellas, let's go out there and fight. Fight, fight. And remember, we're going to win this game for dear old Flatfoot, or I'll
I'll know the reason why.
You going to the game?
Naturally, McGee. I never miss a game.
Coach McHale has got a trick play of mine that'll make them two-bit Eisenhowers from Mohawk military look silly.
80,000 people are gathered here today to witness this thrilling football game. Look at that big thin thing.
Where?
Way up there.
I'm glad to see you're finally raking those leaves up.
Listen, Gildersleeve.
Say, mister, what makes leaves turn all different colors like this?
They always turn red in the fall.
It's a beautiful deep ball receives the ball on the 10-yard line. Oh, it's a fumble and Flatfoot recovers. There's another fumble and deep ball recovers. There's another fumble and Flatfoot recovers. Deep ball, Flatfoot, deep ball, Flatfoot.
Your attention, football fans. This one you won't believe. Football history has been made here today.
You hear that, Molly? I made history.
That play was so deceptive, so complicated, that right down there on that field in the middle of the game, they've lost the ball.
That surround us here today, and we will not forget though we be far.
Welcome to Ivy, the town of Ivy and Ivy College.
And so we now find America's oldest and unhappiest college boy getting ready to leave for his morning classes.
It is coeducational and non-sectarian, and its age is indicated by the fact that until recently, the curriculum required 2 years of Greek.
Yesterday, the professor asked, what great American stayed longest in the capital? I answered, Al Jolson.
Can either of you adolescents direct me to the office of the dean?
Oh, yeah. Straight ahead to the library 2 blocks right.
Thank you.
Ivy is all American. Its student body is a pretty fair cross-section of our country's youthful seekers of knowledge, with a small smattering of time wasters, those fun-loving rovers who infest every college campus.
Hey, Remley, let's show Alice what a well-dressed college man looks like.
Right.
Collegiate, yes, we are collegiate. Nothing intermediate, we're collegiate, rah, rah, rah. Oh, Razzmatazz.
That's impossible. You expect to complete a 4-year course in 1 year? I intend, Dr. Gibbs, not expect. But it's never been done before. I've never been here before.
The fine traditions of college. Think of the dignity and the stature it gives you just to be attending.
Praise, Mr. Belvedere. Astonishing. Simply astonishing.
Yes, aren't they?
I believe in Oregon State. I believe in her traditions.
Look, Bobby, she'll be the queen of the prom.
Yeah, me? Among all those college girls?
Are you kidding? Well, you're a slick chick. There ain't another tomato like you on Vine.
A heritage from the deeds and dreams of yesterday.
Now listen here, you're in college and you're a freshman, the lowest form of animal life. The code of the campus, understand?
Well, you'll never talk Jack Benny into going to college.
Oh, I don't know.
This is the slap-happiest bunch of dames on the whole campus. In that case, there will be some changes made.
I believe in her sportsmanship and honor, a reality of the students of today.
Oh, those ridiculous raccoon coats.
We will not. Who ever heard of a college boy without a raccoon coat? Campus talk, baby, campus talk. Ain't they the cat's pajamas? Okie dokie, hot diggity dog, and so's your old man.
I believe in her aspirations and her ideals, the assurance of a magnificent tomorrow.
Betty Coed has lips of red for Harvard. Betty Coed has eyes of blue for Yale.
Good morning. This is station WJSV, owned and operated by the Columbia Broadcasting System, by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. 6 o'clock.
This is Thursday morning, September the 21st. This is the first day of fall officially, isn't it? I do believe it is. And we got a full moon coming up here. A man says generally fair and cooler today, he says. It was 57.5 degrees on the farm this morning. Get that harvest moon spirit, my friend. Tonight, on the Wardman Park dance floor, Glenn Gray and his famous Casa Loma Orchestra in person. So make your Harvest Moon Ball reservations 10 o'clock tonight. 19 minutes to 7 o'clock is the time. I have a funny feeling this morning that my few words here are being set aside, so to speak, for posterity. I don't know why.
Once again, John Cole has the pleasure of announcing that another Mary Lee Taylor radio demonstration is underway in the Pet Milk Experimental Kitchen.
Life can be beautiful. Brought to you by Ivory Flakes.
Mr. Mack's sudden appearance and his knowledge of liquor save Kitty? Tomorrow, be sure to hear the next episode in the thrilling life story of Pretty Kitty Kelly. Once again, we bring you the romance of Helen Trent, who sets out to prove for herself that romance can live in life at 35 and after.
Daylight saving time ends Sunday, September 24th. This program will reach you 1 hour later, starting next Monday. Once again, we present Our Gal Sunday, the story of an orphan girl named Sunday who was left on the steps of the cabin of two old miners who raised her from childhood in the little mining town of Silver Creek, Colorado.
Dr. Brent, call surgery.
This is Harry McTighe speaking to you from our radio booth atop Griffith Stadium, where this afternoon, for the remainder of the afternoon, we're going to bring you a play-by-play broadcast of the final game of the season between the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Senators.
You have a friend at each day's end when tasks are done and pay is ours. To hold faith high and not ask why. To love someone. This day is ours.
Technical difficulties beyond our control are delaying our presentation of the Campbell Soup Show, Amos and Andy, scheduled to be heard at this time. As soon as these difficulties have been cleared, we hope to present Amos and Andy. Your good, rich sports reporter with up-to-the-minute news from the world of sports.
The Cleveland Indians beat the Washington Senators 6-3. Cleveland 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Washington 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Chicago Bears are monopolizing the ground-gaining brackets of the National Football League standings. Bernie Masterson completed 6 of 11 passes to rival Arnie Herber of the Green Bay Packers.
8 o'clock, the correct time.
And now, here is Major Bose.
On this opening day of autumn, we spin our weekly Wheel of Fortune for the 236th consecutive time. Around, around she goes, and where she stops, nobody knows.
Tonight, the Columbia Workshop presents the 5th specially commissioned work for the current Workshop Festival. Now, it's summer.
Would you mind if I sat here? There was so much to plan and to dream about as I walked through the park 20 years ago.
CBS presents the new sensation of the nation, Bob Chester, his saxophone, and his orchestra.
Our next program will come to you at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
The Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations present Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater on the air.
All the kids in the block will be ringing the doorbell and hollering trick or treat, and I'll be ready for them.
My gosh, Halloween sure is quiet nowadays compared to what it was when I was a kid back in Peoria.
Yes.
Stop complaining in rhythm and help me get into my Halloween costume. The gang will be here any minute.
We take you now to Grover's Mills, New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carl Phillips again, out at the Wilmot Farm, Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
The ghost that walks in the old McAdams house.
He's dressed like a ghost and got a Frankenstein mask on.
I didn't know Halloween meant so much to you.
Linda
Just a minute. Something's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is terrific.
Can I have something to eat? I've got donuts and cider. That's all you're supposed to have on Halloween.
Wait a minute, something's happening. I can make out a small beam of light against a mirror.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are unable to continue the broadcast from Grover's Mill.
I'll take you out trick-or-treat myself for a while.
Do you think there's really such a thing as a ghost? A real ghost, I mean?
No, I don't know. A spooky old house with the moon shining through the broken shutters. Imagine you see some pretty strange things.
Hiya, Jackson. Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, Phil.
Hi. I'm glad you got here.
Listen, fellas, if you think you can scare people anymore, you're kidding yourself.
Now, I'll tell you what, kids. First, we'll sneak across the lawn to Ronald Coleman's house and put some white paint on the doorknob, see? Then we'll ring the bell, and when he comes out, we'll run like the dickens.
Warning, all ghosts, beware. Ozzie Nelson will get you if you don't watch out.
It's getting so tough now, practically every member of the National Association of Hobgoblins, Ghosts, and Witches, you know what they've done? They've given up Halloween.
See the courageous Ozzie as he strides firmly across the porch, chin up, flashlight swinging at his side.
Those strange beings who landed in the Jersey farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars.
It's about time to close shop for tonight. Before locking the door, I want to thank Boris Karloff, Victor Moore, for being with us.
This is Orson Welles, ladies and gentlemen, out of character, to assure you that the War of the Worlds has no further significance than as the holiday offering it was intended to be. The Mercury Theater's own radio version of dressing up in a sheet and jumping out of a bush and saying boo.
Sam Spade Detective Agency?
Me.
Sam.
On the filter and in the flesh. Any messages?
Just the usual.
Sharpen your pencils, straighten your seams, get out your notebook, and prepare to be confounded by the contradictions I shall contradictate to you during my report on the honest thief caper.
Confused? Well, so am I. Want to get really mixed up? Let me tell you what happened last week. This is real silly. So silly it wound up with murder.
Now address an envelope. The Box 13, care of Star Times.
I want to hire you. How much will it cost?
I was sitting in my office thinking about June Allison when the phone rang. Diamond Detective Agency. No other corpse can make that statement.
Mr. Diamond, I have a problem, and Miss Asher seemed to think that you could help me.
Well, depends.
Depends on what? You don't even know my problem yet.
Look, I don't care if you swipe John Frederick's toupee. For $100 a day in expenses, I'll grow a mattress on his skull.
The letter was typewritten. There was no signature. And it read, enclosed is an invitation to the Garden Charity Bazaar at the Arthur Mannering Estate this coming Thursday. That was all. 4 lines. But, brother, what was in between the lines that I couldn't read?
So you're mixed up in it. Now get down here.
Now, wait a minute. Who's dead?
A guy named Benet.
Let's go for a ride, huh?
On a nice day like this? Let's walk.
Save your energy. You need it.
I see what you mean.
Who do you think did it? Well, I know he had 2 enemies.
Nice gun you got there.
Yeah, nice car, too. Right down the street.
How handy.
Yes.
There's some designs in his safe, and, Walt, the killer has to get them out tonight.
Ain't they shooting at us?
General idea. Where can we get undercover?
For some reason, when I get a client, they always run into silly little things like murder or something.
It's 3 o'clock. I don't think your killer's going to show.
No dice. The police will be here in a minute.
You've got policemen to live in your foot.
Benet's been killed.
What? You don't seem too upset, Mr. Winters.
Police?
Private detective. The name's Diamond.
I think you'd better come down to the station. Answer a few questions.
Oh, no. You don't. This is absurd. The police get very unhappy if a murder suspect catches the first plane to the border.
Where were you between 3 and 4 o'clock this morning, Mr. Winters?
What do you want to know for?
This is a lieutenant from Homicide.
Holiday, one more chance. Throw that diamond out.
Them police sirens.
Throw it out, Holiday.
We're gonna hold on as long as
What's this all about? What are you doing here?
Waiting for you.
For me?
Point by point, it goes something like this. The killer wore gloves, and it was too hot that night for a man to wear them without looking suspicious.
Are you saying that you think
you killed Benet? That's enough to put you away for 20 years.
If we stick your girlfriend with a murder rap, you're an accessory before and after the fact.
Maybe we'll get to sit in a nice electric glove seat.
Okay, haul them both out to the car.
Period. End of report.
Here's that old camelback trunk Grandma Forrester left down here. Well, I think I'll have a peek in it, just for fun. Well, look at this stuff. A celluloid collar like Grandpa used to wear. And what's this? A mandolin. Well, Grandpa must have been a gay old blade. And here's an old newspaper, turned yellow with age. Summerfield Indicator, August 1903. That looks interesting. I think I'll look it over. Yeah,
sit in this old chair here. Lean back against the furnace. Let's see what's in this paper. Whose picture is this? Miss Cora Willoughby. New teacher arrived today to take over duties at Summerfield Grammar School. Kind of pretty, even in those old-fashioned clothes. What's this item? Everyone had a rollicking time at the Summerfield Mandolin Club annual picnic yesterday. Summerfield must have been a lot of fun then. I wonder what it would have been like if we'd lived here in those days. I can just see it. Little Marjorie with a bustle. Leroy in a Buster Brown suit.
That all happened a long time ago. It's a strange story, isn't it? Very strange. I have no right to expect you to believe it. Even Sylvia's never believed it. And you know, sometimes I scarcely believe it myself. Honestly, Pop, don't you get bored taking care of all these old files, all this dead news?
News is what happens. What's the difference if it happened 50 years ago or happened tomorrow?
Say, if I could get a hold of tomorrow's paper, just 24 hours from now, well, I'd give 10 years of my life.
Time is only an illusion, my boy. This is today. But 50 years ago, it was the future. Good night.
And the name is Stevens. Ron Stevens. Just ask for Larry.
Thank you. If I happen to remember, I'll ask for Larry.
I've got something for you, Larry.
Well, it's the evening news. I've read it.
Maybe not. Good night.
Good night, Brown.
And Larry.
Yeah?
Don't lose that paper. It's important.
Say, this ain't last night's paper. It's today's. It can't be. Today's evening news hasn't gone to press yet. What day is today? Wednesday. Well, this says Wednesday. Wednesday.
Larry, she's here.
Who? As if you didn't know, you lucky dog. Sylvia.
Mr. Stevens.
This is a day of miracles.
Well, I was just passing by.
What were you doing at the Opera House? Oh, just taking this young lady to the concert. Just what I figured. I'm holding him for investigation. Pop, it looks all over for you. I'm crazy. Did I meet you last night or did I dream it? For heaven's sakes, tell me. Did you give me a newspaper? Oh, I'm in a jam, Pop. Nobody believes me. I can't get out of here. I said I never wanted to see that paper again, but I do. Please, I'll never ask you again. Just this once. I've got to know what's going to happen tomorrow. Hey, I'm in the headlines. Larry Stevens shot to death. St. George Hotel at 6:25 p.m. today. Larry Stevens, star reporter for the Evening News, was shot and killed. Hey, Pop! Pop, what is this?
But Mr. Stevens, it's so early.
How about I didn't sleep a wink all night? Oh, please, you've got to marry me before I die.
But you're still young.
Darling, you never can tell what's going to happen. I could be dead by tonight. This evening, by 6:25.
Dead?
Yes.
Did I tell you time doesn't exist?
Get there, officer. He went through that door. All right, let's go. There he is, going upstairs. Stop where you're at or shoot! You all looking at me like that. Larry, you're supposed to be dead. Yeah, I know. What's it all about? The manager of the St. George phoned in, said you'd been shot. Oh, no, that was the hold-up man. Well, he had your wallet on him.
Well, it's a fine wedding night. No money, no umbrella, no nothing.
Nothing but a wonderful future.
Darling, if you don't mind, let's not think about the future.
Wistful Vista, since last night, has been under 3 feet of beautiful white snow.
The great Gildersleeve, he's plowing his way homeward through the frosty evening.
Oop, too much ice.
town looks like it had just been engraved by Currier and Ives.
It's a pretty scene, the glow of lighted shop windows on the new fallen snow.
I love snowdrifts.
Yeah, and you know what? I've never seen the snow so deep.
But wait a minute. What are those shadowy little figures doing on that vacant lot? Oh, they're making snowballs.
Hey, remember when we were kids in Peoria and I built that big hollow snowman with a tunnel under it and I'd crawl into it at night and talk to people when they walked past?
Wasn't that fun?
Well, that's till my school teacher went past with a new boyfriend.
Uh-oh, they've spotted the water commissioner. Look out!
Ow! Who threw that? Oop! Right. Hey, cut it out! These darn kids down my neck. Run, Lord Gildersleeve, head for Floyd's barbershop. You're right past my ear.
She says, oh, look at the cute snowman. And I tip the snowman silk hat and says, you're cute too, kiddo, but who's your friend with the jazz bow tie and the bell-bottom face?
Well, look what blew in, the old snowman. Them kids out there get the range on you?
Yeah, gosh, and lips. They hit me with everything but their galoshes.
Well, let's face it, you ain't a bad target.
Well, her boyfriend started kicking the bajunior out of the snowman, and I quick ducked out of the tunnel, ran around the block, and come up behind them weeping because they ruined my snowman, and she made him give me $1 to stop bawling.
Snow in my ears. Down my collar.
They've been pasting everybody. I've had people running in here all afternoon.
This darn snow. In my pockets. Yeah, those blasted kids.
I cried myself into $22 that night.
We'll skip a couple of more hours now, which brings us right into the evening.
There was so much to plan and to dream about as I walked through the park 20 years ago.
We were marooned on top of the Ferris wheel for 3 hours.
I remember it very well, dearie.
No, I ain't taking it for granted, I guess.
Okay, folks, you can hop out now. Oh, don't mind us, Bud. We like it up here. Oh, we're down.
You know, like the way you take your neighbors and people around you.
Did you notice, Molly, we're down?
Oh, dear. My lipstick is all, my hair's all mussed and
Relax, lady. So it's a spring evening and he looks handsome to you again. I've saw it happen before. Good night, folks.
It's getting late now. Oh, there are a few lights on. Shorty Hawkins down at the depot has just watched the Albany train go by. And out at Emily and George's farm, they're still up. Here, it's clearing up. There are the stars doing their old crisscross in the skies. Everybody's resting in Grover's Corners. Tomorrow's going to be another day.